Let's see what's going on, guys. Um, I hope you guys can. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. Let's see. I'm trying to. I'm just testing out the streaming on my desktop because I thought that would be a lot easier. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna open After Effects and kind of just play around. I really want to have a setup where I don't necessarily have to, keep doing all that editing and stuff just because of how much I realized that my time. I know I've been lagging a lot with the tutorials, so I'm just, I think these live streams might actually be the best way to go about it. So I'm just on After Effects now, and I just want to play around, just as a quick test. But this would just be kind of just doing tips here and there. So if you don't know, um, uh, I want to create a composition. If you're wondering how to get like really wide view, I typically use a 4K resolution wide. It is 3840 by 1606. If you divide those by two, each of them, you will get 1920 by 803. So that's kind of my widescreen setting. Um, if you see, it's actually pretty wide. So I'm just gonna be giving some tips. What can I think of? Um, right now, I just wanna create a shape. Um, click on. I'm holding Shift to create a straight line, and I'll just make it bigger. To avoid this right here, this curve right here, I'm just gonna delete it. It's because I'm using my Wacom. Sometimes it's just too sensitive. I'm gonna delete that and just change to my mouse. Yeah, so click on it, hold Shift. As you can see, it's like straight now. I'm gonna switch back to my Wacom tablet. So now we wanna have an animation where this goes across. Uh, rename this. I'll rename it as line animation. So you wanna toggle down and you see where it says hard. Click on that. Oh, sorry, my Wacom is just really sensitive. Look for trim paths. So under trim paths, make sure your um, anchor point it's in the middle, and I have this top Paggy plugin called Motion Tools. As you can see, it has my anchor point where I can just change it to however I want my anchor point. Well, I'll leave it here in the middle. So, anyways, back to this. So you can always reduce the finish. You can move the start, but I learned a different approach to this. So what you can do is increase your uh sorry, go back. I'm gonna have my end to 0, then I'll increase my start to just a little bit, so you can see, right? So then I would move my offset to however I want it. So in this case, let's start from 0. I would um I would add a keyframe to the start point under my offset, and I'll do 1 minute. Then I'll do one, just so it goes um in one loop. Then I'll make my animation timeline 2 seconds. Then if I play this, you can see that it stops here because actually I'll make it 1 minute and like 2 seconds, so it kind of gives it a looping. And I can move this so that it keeps, so we don't have that break. So as you can see, the animation is not interesting, it just looks pretty stiff. So what we want to do is, let me move this animation right here. Let me move this up a little bit. Then I'll duplicate this, Command D or Control D. Then I'll pull this down. Let me change the color to, okay, anything really. So the one below, they are going the same at the same speed, right? And they reach the end at the same time. So the one below, I kind of want to add easy into it. So I'll press U to show my keyframes, and I'll click on the two keyframes. Then press F9 on your keyboard, or you can, let me, Control Z, or you can right click and go to keyframe assistant and click on easy ease. So as you can see, with the easy ease, it has more character to your animation. But to go a step further, I'm gonna duplicate this again, bring it down, and now let's see, I want to drag this down. Now let us change the color of this now. Okay, so as you can see, these two are kind of starting the same way. They pretty much have the same character, but I want to take this a step further to use something called a graph editor. As you can see, once I toggle on it, it shows graph editor. So in the graph editor, I'm going to double click on that and click on graph editor. So this is the one we are working with. So with your graph editor, as you can see, we're able to, let me select my two keyframes, sorry, then click on the graph editor. uh I want you to go here where it says choose graph type. So there's two types of graph. There's the value graph and there's this speed graph. Let us work with the speed graph for now. So you can see that we already have an arc. If I go to my first one, which is this, where we didn't have the easy in, you see that, let me press U, you see that the graph is just linear. But when we go on the one we added easy is to, you can see it creates a curve. Oh, I'm gonna stop this right now. I actually forgot I have a call that I'm supposed to attend to. So pardon me for that, guys. Thanks.